How goes the family? How goes it? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys having a great and exceptional day. Glad to see this thing is actually working for a change. Let's get this. There she blows. All right. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to be going live on my YouTube and Facebook page, Larry's Anything Goes LLC. So check us out. We'll be talking about something positive since there's been nothing but, for the most part, negativity happening because of what happened at the Oscars on Sunday. And you know me, I like to show positivity, especially within the African American community. And that's what I'm going to highlight today. So check us out. Today's word of the day is incredible. Incredible stands for impossible to believe, difficult to believe, extraordinary. We've seen various events through the years, not just what just happened on Sunday, incredible things, the resiliency of people, whether it's people in war, whether it's the pandemic, whether it's people fighting to survive and whatnot. We've seen incredible things happen on a regular basis. And, you know, as people, we get through it and hope, and for the most part, hopefully we come out stronger, smarter, and last a whole lot longer. You know what I mean? So today's quote of the day is by George Foreman, you know, former heavyweight champion. He said, "The question isn't what age I want to retire, it's at what income." Man, if that is not the realest thing ever. I heard this saying 2 to 3 years ago, way before the pandemic. Education isn't sexy, income is. And then the saying, retirement has nothing to do with age. It has everything to do with income. Realest thing ever. Realest thing ever, realest thing ever. And man, that hit me hard because that's not what we're taught in school. That's not what we're taught at our job. We're taught that retirement is the ages between 62, 65, and 70. Well, heck, nowadays, probably 65 and 75 to 80 for most working people. We are taught those specific things. But really, retirement has nothing to do with your age. It has everything to do with your income. And that's why learning about money and not only how to make it, but how to invest it and whatnot, and put it into things and allow it to grow. Basically, essentially just turn it into a seed and whatnot, you know, so and plant it and put water on it so it can grow in various different areas and whatnot. That is so important nowadays, but a lot of people just don't want to. They don't get it because they gotta have they gotta have the handbag, they gotta have the Starbucks coffee, they gotta have the overpriced car, they gotta have the overpriced house. There's this one gentleman that I was watching today. I even just gave him a super chat on YouTube because I really respect what he does, and he's very. I call him like another version of Les Brown. I want to make sure I get his name right before I get off of here and get on my YouTube channel. But yeah, if I super chat somebody, it's because they're really talking the business and they're really speaking to who I am as a person and whatnot. So let me Timothy Ward, great guy. He's a guy. He's matter of fact, he's live on YouTube right now. If you're watching me right now, but Timothy Ward, I just found his channel like less than a month ago, and this guy, you know, he even shouted my business out after I gave him a. He's like, hey, you know, after I gave him a super chat, he said, hey, what's your business? I want to know. You know, thanks for the super chat. But anyways, this guy moved from Florida. You know, he was living a high life in Gainesville, Florida. He was, you know, working a job that he really didn't like. He was living in a community that he really wasn't feeling. He was came to a crossroads in life, kind of where I'm at in my life right now. But he came to a crossroads. He was like, he's been in Florida his whole life. He didn't want to live in Florida. The first video I saw him on, he was actually in Montana, but he actually got job. What was it? He actually was a person that got job, took odd jobs and whatnot with the various hotels, with the parks, United States Parks Agency, and things of that nature. You know, he's just a guy that was just about his business at the end of the day. He was a guy that was just about living free and living life on his own terms. You know, being able to cut a lot of things out in life. You know, he's kind of like a part of the FIRE movement in a sense. But long story short, he's a guy that actually cut a lot of his expenses out, got rid of a lot of stuff he didn't need, and just started living life more on his own terms with having less stuff. And not everybody can handle that kind of freedom because he calls it programmed to live a lifestyle a certain way. And the way that this guy is so happy and whatnot, that to me, you can't put a price tag on happiness. You know, because I said last night on my my rant I did about happiness in poems and things of that nature. I said then, look at Will Smith and look how unhappy his life is. And he is essentially a billionaire, or close to being one, if not one yet, but he's close to being a billionaire. And yeah, I got the $20 sign behind me and whatnot, but I like to use money to put into things so it can grow, so those things can grow, so I can have more freedom. More freedom means more time. More time makes me happy, you know, and that's the thing at the end of the day. That's the incredible things that I'm about. All right. But that's what I had to shout Timothy Ward out, because his content is great. And the guy, it's you know, he's outdoors, he's doing stuff, he's got great backgrounds and whatnot. Ironically, tonight he's doing his live stream, in the hotel room. But you know, at the end of the day, I see the happiness in him because he's living life on his own terms. He's really living the new American dream. And people don't talk about that. That's why America's such a wonderful country, because people don't talk about the new American dream. They only talk about the old American dream, which is get a high paying job, get an overpriced car, get an overpriced house, work for a job for 30, 40 years, and, you know, hopefully you have enough money to live off of when you get in your elder years, your golden years, as they call it. And, you know, everything will be fine. And that's just total nonsense nowadays. For majority of working people, it's nonsense, because like I've always said it, there's a reason why rich people are still working, not because they have to, but because they want to, and they want to preserve not only the wealth, but the legacy within their family, and they constantly keep their mind working. That's the thing. There's that old thing of saying that a lot of people die, especially back in the old days when people actually had pensions. A lot of people would unfortunately die 5 or 10 years after they worked a job for 30 to 40, 50 years and whatnot, because that's all they knew. And nowadays we live in a world where there's so much more that you can know, but the whole thing is, will you put in the time and the effort to learn every single day? Will you put more time and effort to enjoy life every single day? And the thing is, like I mentioned Timothy Ward guy, because he lives life on his own terms. He's an entrepreneur in a sense, and then when he needs more money, he just gets temp jobs and whatnot on the journey of his life and whatnot. And he even said, people like, well, aren't you worried about a 401k? He's like, I got an individual retirement account. I got my own 401k. So I don't need to necessarily have one with a company. If they ever offer it, tell me, cool, great. When I leave them, I'll just roll it over in my individual retirement account in my IRA. So a lot of people, that's freedom. A lot of people, that's love, and that's one thing that people, and even a lot of people do that with their families. You got a lot of people that them and their families, they live in a smaller town, they live in a smaller house, so they might live they live in a major city, they live in smaller quarters and whatnot. But the way that they live their life is they're living life on their own terms and not their boss's terms. Because I'm not mad at an employer for setting hours and setting you expecting you to be somewhere. That's that comes with the job. No one's forcing you to be there. It's like that's just what it is. I'm not mad at that, but I get perturbed with people that love to complain like little kids, especially the adults in the room, want to complain like little babies and whatnot because they can't live life on their own terms. But 9 times out of 10, once they get off of their job, they're BSing on freaking social media and watching movies and vegetating. If that's your thing, fine. But look at what the outcome is going to be when you do that. So that's something to think about, all right? But anyways, do the great 3 free things, family. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. If you're a crypto investor, stock market investor, you want to open up an individual retirement account, you want to be able to make money in the stock market by swiping your debit card, sign up with Acorns, sign up with Stash, sign up with WEBULL, all that great stuff. When you put money in those accounts, you'll be able to get up to $5, $20, to up to $900 worth of stock and whatnot and crypto. Look into all that great stuff. Don't forget to check out the online store. Support your local entrepreneurs. All that great stuff. We greatly appreciate it. But if you're not going to do that, at least do the great 3 free things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. And as I always say, make money moves or you're going to live broke like a fool. Take care, family.